Easter eggs in Star Wars go together like gun guns and incinerators. I mean, the galaxy far, far away is just too large and diverse to not have secrets and nods to other franchises appear, just like some sort of fun product placement. And who doesn't enjoy keeping an eye out for the small details and cameos, even if it is just to educate your friends like some sort of living trivia god? Unfortunately, the fun and game of Easter eggs can lead to some rather tricky and awkward explanations. A fantastic example of this is the E.T. cameo in Episode 1, as it began life as a mere wink to George Lucas's good friend Steven Spielberg, only to force the creation of an entirely new race. Another equally renowned Easter egg is the blink and you'll miss it appearance of the Millennium Falcon in Revenge of the Sith, which of course raises some questions regarding the Star Wars timeline. So, what was the legendary ship doing on Coruscant, and who owned the craft prior to the Galactic Civil War? Well, let's find out. Given its status as a light freighter, it should really come as no surprise what the Millennium Falcon was up to during the events of Episode 3. However, the menial transportation of cargo is not what makes the ship's appearance so intriguing, as its unearthed history is definitely worth knowing. You see, the vessel was constructed in 60 BBY by the Corellian Engineering Corporation. It then fell into the possession of Corel Industries Limited, where it operated under the names Meetal's Misery, Fickle Flyer, and Corel's Pride. This 12-year tenure garnered the craft a somewhat mixed reputation. On one hand, many considered it to be nothing more than an unreliable bucket of bolts, but on the other, it managed to pull off some rather impressive, record-breaking feats thanks to a handful of skilled pilots. Part of what made the ship so special and unlike any other was the multiple personalities that it seemed to possess. Sure, its various names contributed to its character, but whether it be called Jackpot, Hardwired, Wayward Son, or the Stellar Envoy, it was the multiple owners and their various modifications that made the craft truly feel unique. This is probably why a secret organization and a corporate conglomerate, which was run by members of the Jedi Order and the Galactic Senate, chose to purchase the craft in 29 BBY before it once more changed hands just in time for the Clone Wars. In fact, it was during this conflict that the very helmet Luke Skywalker would use later in his Jedi training was accidentally left on board. So, there's a little bonus fact you probably didn't know. Regardless, the freighter continued to make smuggling runs up until the conflict's conclusion, hence its appearance on Coruscant. The following years were then spent in the possession of Lando Calrissian and Han Solo respectively, under the name we all know and love today. And the rest, as they say, is history. So, there we have it, the exact reason why the Millennium Falcon was spotted during Revenge of the Sith, how a blast helmet managed to find its way on board, and its history before and after the Clone Wars. But now, we want to hear from you. Which Star Wars vehicle, space or otherwise, do you think is the best? Do let us know in the comments below. If you learned something new from today's video, be sure to leave us a like. And for that weekly lore content, press that subscribe button and notification bell to keep it locked here to the Cancrozans.